An incident of Mother's supernatural glory. It was summer of 1960, and I was at that time in Bombay while Mother, to our knowledge, was in Dehradun. One day, a friend of mine came to visit me, and during our conversation, she told me that her mother had a dream to get a small idol of Gopal, the name of child Sri Krishna, and keep it for the daily puja. A few days later, her mother herself gave me the details of the dream, saying, "A relation of mine a few days ago appeared in the dream and advised me to get an idol of Gopal and worship it daily." Having said this, she disappeared. After her departure, I saw Anandamayi Ma sitting in the veranda of the Amba Devi temple. As I approached her, her mother said, "Get an idol of Gopal from this temple and worship it." A few days earlier, I had another dream in which I saw a small child of dark color playing in front of my house, and Mother was standing nearby. A month later, on a Sunday morning, I went to my friend's house and we planned to go out in the evening in search of an idol of Gopal. It was, however, decided not to purchase an idol from the market, but to try to get one from one of the local temples. There are two very famous temples in Bombay, Mahalakshmi Temple and the Amba Devi Temple. We set out that evening for the Amba Devi Temple. On reaching there, we found that most of the visitors were Gujaratis. We went round the main temple, and on coming out of the temple compound, found another temple. We went inside and were surprised to find many idols of Gopalji, all of different sizes. My friend met the pujari, the priest, and after narrating the dream her mother had about getting an idol of Gopal, she requested him to give her a Gopal idol. The priest thought over the proposal for a while and then said, "Normally, we do not give any idol kept here to anybody, but I can give you one to worship for a few days only. However, you may come next Wednesday and we will see what can be done." On the evening of the appointed day, we all went to the Amba Devi temple, and as we entered the temple compound at 7 p.m., we were surprised and thrilled to find none other than Sri Anandamayi Ma sitting in the veranda of the temple, surrounded by a few devotees, among whom was a sannyasini resembling Didi Ma, who was sitting just by the side of Ma with an idol of Gopal on her lap. For me, it was quite difficult to believe my eyes, for to find Ma at that time sitting in the veranda of the Amba Devi temple in Bombay was not only unexpected, but also unbelievable, as according to my latest information, Ma was on that day and time in Dehradun. My mind was agitated at this thought, but I did not mention it to my companions. We hurriedly went near Ma and did pranams. She then touched my friend Kajal and said, "You all are Bengalis, is it not?" And Kajal replied, "Yes, Ma, we are Bengalis. Are you also a Bengali?" And Ma said, "Why? Do I not look like a Bengali? I have, of course, heard many people remark that I am not a Bengali." My other friend Bina remarked, "Really, Ma, you do not now look like a Bengali." We all then left Ma and proceeded towards the main temple to offer puja. While we were at a little ways from Mother, we heard from behind Ma's ripples of laughter and these words, "Many people doubt that I am a Bengali. Ma Jangamdamba knows who I am. Misled you are, misled you are. None of you could recognize me." We then entered the sanctuary of the temple and offered puja. Anxious as we were all to get back to Ma, we hurried out of there and ran for that side of the veranda where we had found Ma sitting. But we were disappointed to find the place empty. We then went round the temple in search of Ma and her party, but they could not be traced anywhere. Disappointed, we went to the priest of the other temple to renew our request to offer us an idol of Gopal. Surprisingly, the priest readily agreed and offered us an idol which was just like the idol in size and appearance which my friend's mother had seen in the dream. Mother's birthday celebrations that year were to be performed in Bombay, and Ma arrived in Bombay in time for the celebrations. I was bubbling with excitement to ascertain whether Ma was physically present on that particular day at the Amba Devi temple. One day, getting an opportunity to talk in private with Ma, I asked her about it. With an air of disbelief and utter innocence, she put a counter question. Were you all then daydreaming, or did you go that day to the temple after taking something special? But I insisted on receiving a direct reply, and Ma then asked me to call in Didi, and when Didi came, Ma told her, smiling, Didi, just listen what she says. She tells me that she, along with 3 others, saw Anandamayi Ma at the Amba Devi temple on that day. On hearing the incident, Didi asked me to relate it to the others. Out of Mother's infinite compassion and to remove my doubt, Ma said, when 4 of you saw me, then it might be possible. Getting Ma's confirmation, my heart overflowed with joy at the thought that although she was on that day physically present at Dehradun, she appeared before us for a while at Amba Devi's temple in Bombay out of her limitless compassion for her children. Jai Ma. Words of Ma. What this body always says is, become a pilgrim on the path of immortality. Shun the road that leads to death. Tread the path of immortality. Bring to light that you are imperishable, immortal. You have not seen the Lord, but you are yearning for him because he is your very own. Does one pine for that which is seen? One's own has been lost, or rather is hidden behind a screen. This is why one is hankering after it.